is Friday. It is Friday. It is Friday. Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. I'm your host, as always, Marco Alvarado, welcoming you to another edition of Closing Out the Week. I'm recording this early. I'm recording this on Wednesday. I'm not going to be around my equipment this weekend. I'm going out of town, so I'm not going to be able to hit on some storylines that possibly pop up on Thursday, and I apologize for that in advance. If I miss anything, I will cover it next week, or Quinn and I will talk about it on the show on Wednesday. But everything that's happened up till now really has revolved around the fires that have re-sparked, no pun intended, in California and all along the West Coast, really. It's been shitty. It's been very shitty this past week, and a lot of people, are wondering, a lot of people know the answer to this question already, but some people might be wondering, why is this happening? Why does it seem like every end of summer, early fall, we get terrible, terrible fires in California, and they increase in severity every year? It gets worse and worse and worse. What are we doing? Why is this happening? Well, there's a lot of reasons, but every reason links back to us, people, humans. It's our fault. Whether it's a family exploding something in the middle of a dry field for a gender reveal party, or if it's because of our emissions that cause global warming. Any way you dice it, any way you slice it, it's us. In a quote from Dr. Park Williams, a bioclimatologist at Columbia University's Lamont Doherty, I don't know, Earth Observatory. The quote is, this climate change connection is straightforward. Warmer temperatures dry out fuels. And in areas with an abundance of very dry fuels, all you need is a spark. So what he's talking about is grass, greenness. And because the temperatures here are rising every summer, it's getting hotter and hotter, dries out things faster and faster, which means for longer, drier fire seasons in California. To continue, he says, in pretty much every single way, a perfect recipe for fire is just kind of written in California. Nature creates the perfect conditions for fire as long as people are there to start the fires. But then climate change, in a few different ways, seems to also load the dice towards more fire in the future. So even if the conditions are right for a wildfire, you still need something or someone to ignite it, right? Sometimes the triggers nature, like the unusual lightning strikes that were set off in the LNU lightning complex fires in August, but more often than not, humans are responsible, says Nina S. Oakley, a research scientist at the Scripps Institution of Oceanography. So, I mean, it's us, man. But specific to talk about the gender reveal fire, I don't know I don't know if it's sad or frustrating or both, but this isn't the first time that this has happened, actually. So the fire I'm talking about with the gender that was caused by a gender reveal celebration is called the Dorado fire in California, and it was ignited as a family was using a pyrotechnic device to announce the gender of their new baby. An elaborate plan to reveal baby's gender went disastrously wrong when a smoke-generating pyrotechnic device ignited a wildfire that consumed thousands of acres east of LA over the holiday weekend. The device ignited 4-foot-tall grass at El Dorado Ranch Park on Saturday morning, and efforts to douse the flames with water bottles proved fruitless. No way, really. Captain Bennett Malloy, of the California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection, also known as CAL FIRE, said Monday. By Monday, the fire had burned more than 7,300 acres and was only 7% contained, the authority said. Evacuations were ordered, including in parts of Yucapa? I don't know how to... See, I can't pronounce anything at all, apparently, but it's a city, a nearby city of nearly 54,000. Nearby city of LA. It was just one of several fires that continue to burn out of control up and down California. No injuries or serious structural damage were immediately reported. Okay, immediately being keyword. We're not sure if there has been anything reported quite yet. I haven't looked into it to that degree, but now this is something that people were asking me about this past weekend, but have there been any criminal charges filed against these people who put on this pretty dangerous display to celebrate the sex of their baby? And criminal charges were being considered, but would not be filed before the fire is extinguished, apparently. CAL FIRE could also ask those responsible to reimburse the cost of fighting the fire, which, good luck raising that baby and also footing that bill, man. Because, yeah, babies are already expensive enough. And then if you're going to, ignite a statewide fire in honor of your baby, you gotta hope. I'd hope you're loaded enough to be able to afford that, because that just means that your baby's gonna have to grow up, and every time your kid is like, "Hey, Dad, can we go to Disneyland?" you have to look him in the eye and say, "No, son." The baby actually is a boy, by the way, but no, son. We can't afford it. We can barely afford the cereal that you ate this morning. How can you think that we can afford to go to Disneyland? And then your son one day will grow up enough, when he's like 8 or 9 years old, and then be like, "Dad, why are we poor?" "Well, son, it's because we started a statewide fire before you were born that consumed over 7,300 acres and left almost a city of over 50,000 people having to evacuate." And all that happening in just a matter of about 3 days. So we've had to pay back numerous amounts of money to CAL FIRE. So that's why we're poor, son, because we're dumb and we ignited a firework in the middle of a field of 4-foot tall grass. That is why. "Wow, Dad, it sounds like you and Mom are pretty dumb." Yes. Yes, we are, son. Yes, we are. I hope he says that to his parents one day, because that's what they deserve to be told. I can imagine they feel bad. But, I can imagine people who have been displaced by this and affected by this family's incompetence and utter stupidity feel a lot worse. Having homes threatened. I can imagine that's a lot worse than having to, just start the fire and kind of leave the premises and call the firefighters to come fight it for you. I'm glad that they're owning up to it. I'm glad that, there's not really a way that they can't. There's a video of this happening that you can go look for yourself. But yeah, even if they wanted to, they wouldn't have been able to kind of back out of this. So I guess at that point, they had to own up to it. Regardless, at least they're smart enough to do that. You know what I mean? To just totally say, "Yeah, we did this thing." But yeah, good luck paying that bill, man. Good luck paying that bill. But like I said, this wasn't the first time this happened in the name of a baby that hasn't been born yet. No. One celebration sparked a wildfire in Arizona. So in April of 2017, near Green Valley, Arizona, about 26 miles south of Tucson, an off-duty Border Patrol agent fired a rifle at a target filled with colored powder and tannerite, a highly explosive substance, expecting to learn the gender of his child. When placed with colorful packets of powder and shot at, tannerite can fill the air with colorful residue for gender reveal parties, blue for boys or pink for girls. right? Okay, we know how gender reveals parties work, but the resulting explosion sparked a fire that spread to the Colorado National Forest, and it consumed more than 45,000 acres, resulted in $8 million in damages, and required nearly 800 firefighters to battle it. The border agent immediately reported the fire and admitted that he started it. The U.S. attorney for the District of Arizona said in September 2018, the agent, Dennis Dickey, pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor violation of the United States Forest Service regulations, admitting that he had ignited what became known as the Sawmill Fire and agreed to pay more than $8.1 million in restitution. Jeez, man, that is ridiculous. Holy crap. Jesus Christ, that is terrible. But like I said, at least he reported it and he was like, no, I'm guilty. Okay, like I did it. I feel terrible and I'm going to pay back whatever's needed. I mean, at least you did that, but still you ignited this thing. You should have had the foresight. How about no playing with explosives? How about that? Why not just cut a cake instead? Why not hit a piñata instead? You know, why do you need the explosions? Oh, because I forgot. We live in America, and in America we gotta explode things with guns. It's the only way to do it, man. Right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I forgot. Silly me to think that we could be smart here. Right? At this point, what do I expect? What could I expect? Come on. But yeah, apparently things going wrong during gender reveal parties is kind of a trend. There's been a car that exploded in Australia for a gender reveal party. It didn't cause a wildfire, but it exploded. A plane crashed after dumping gallons of pink water in Texas, and like the two people that were in the plane barely got out, escaping major injuries. And then there was like a woman who was killed in Iowa in an explosion. She was actually struck by flying debris from her device that was supposed to shoot plumes of smoke at a gender reveal party. And she died instantly after a metal piece from the device struck her in the head. So yeah, I tweeted this about 2 days ago, but we need to ban gender reveal parties. Not only are they just a dumb concept, but they're dangerous apparently. And apparently gender reveal parties have done more damage in California alone, and to property in California alone, has done more damage than all the protests, all the Black Lives Matter, George Floyd protests, the Jacob Blake protests, have done combined. So, yes, I think it's time we ban these stupid parties. How many parties do you really need? Think about it. Okay, so before the baby is born, how many parties are you going to throw for the freaking baby? You're going to have your gender reveal party, and then you're going to have your baby shower. 2 parties, and then once the baby's born, you're going to probably throw a party because, oh, the baby's here, right? At some point. And then you're going to have the first birthday, which is a big fucking thing. How many parties does this fucking thing need? I don't understand. It doesn't make sense to me. I get it. You love your kid. Good for you. You know, a baby shower, first birthday. 2 parties. Why not just 2 parties? 2 parties is good. Before the baby's born, when the baby's born. It turns 1. Survives a year. Its first year. I don't see how that's too difficult. And I don't think, most first, 1-year-old kids' birthday parties end in a wildfire, right? There's no explosions at a 1-year-old kid's birthday, I would hope. Of course, living in this country, being from here, people would find a way to fuck it up. But I think that is a lot safer than this, right? I don't think I'm crazy for thinking that. We have a party epidemic in this freaking country. Everything is a party. Why? It doesn't make sense. I'm all for holidays, but for parties, we don't need parties for everything. It doesn't make sense to me. But whatever. So that's my little rant for this week. I know a little looser. But like I said, there wasn't much to cover in terms of news up until this point for this week. And like I said, if there's anything that will need to be covered, Quinn and I will tackle it probably on Wednesday, or Quinn will talk about it on Monday on Hang 10. So without further ado, I'll bid you an adieu. Please follow us on Instagram at The Closers Podcast. Please follow us and like our page on Facebook at Closers Podcast, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is The Closers Podcast. Please share these episodes with your favorite people so we can build a community of favorite people. And if you want to check out more of our content, this past Wednesday we released our series finale on Colts, actually, with Gabriella Elwell. She broke down the rise and fall of Nixium. Quinn and I reacted to this story. Pretty crazy stuff. Pretty awesome time, though, talking to two of my friends. And yeah, hope you check it out, because it was a blast to record. We also have the 2 other episodes of our cult series on Jonestown and Waco that you can go back and listen to as well. So, have a great weekend, and don't start any fires, please. Thank you. Take care.